Hello guys, so today we are gonna see how to build your own ship. So, to build your own ship there are two main steps. The first one is to find the parts of the ship you like, and the second one is to actually assemble the ship. So we will see this in details. So there are different ways to obtain the ship parts. One of them is to just find the trade station on a planet, like this one I mean right now, and just wait for the ships to land. You will see there are a lot of ships that come and goes, and you can see if the ships that lands have some parts that you like. Now it is very important to understand that when you salvage a ship for parts, you can only get one of the main parts. You cannot get two. For example, each ship is formed by the wings, the cockpit, and the engine, the motor on the back. So, if I like this ship and I salvage it, I will only be able to get either the cockpit, the wings, or the engine, the back. So if I, for example, like the wings and the cockpit of this ship, I will not be able to take both of them when I salvage the ship for parts. I will need to wait another ship with the similar parts and get the other one. So when we are in the trade station, the main thing is to just wait. As you can see, I'm going to recharge my shield. As you can see, there are ships that come and goes, and you can stay here and wait for the one you like. Now, in this specific moment, there are three identical ships, but usually they are quite different. This one is mine, the living ship. So one suggestion is to not to park the ship on the trade station, but just park it near it, so you won't take one of the slots that the AI will use for the NPC's ships to land, you know? So this is an explorer ship, you can see. The ship you can build are of three types mainly. There are explorers, there are fighters and howlers. Okay? So yeah, for the first option you just wait. As you can see, this is a solar ship. This is another explorer ship. When you have found the ship that you want, or the ship that has the parts that you want, you just speak to the NPC and use the option to make an offer on the lifeform Starship. You check the ship, this is a solar ship, class C, negotiate the price and pay it, and you will add it to your collection of ships. And this is the first option to acquire parts. So the second option to find the ship parts that you like is to go to a space station. Any active space station will do. So you just point to a space station in the system you are, and you go in there. So let's go in this one. and then you just wait for other ships to come, exactly like the trade station or trade outpost, however you want to call it. And as you can see, there are ships coming in. Sometimes you may get the same type of ships. Sometimes you just get all different ships. You just need to wait. For example, if I wait a bit, these ships will go away and then some other will come. Usually, you don't have to wait a lot. If you're waiting a lot and you don't see ships coming in, try to exit the station and coming back again, or try to just reload the game. As you can see, the ships are coming very frequently and are going away. When you are in a space station and you see a ship with some parts that you like, with a part that you like, ask for the trade post or trade outpost. You just speak with the NPC that comes out from the ship and make an offer on the life form Starship. You check the ship, negotiate the price, you buy it, and this will of course add the whole ship to your collection. As you can see, this is an hauler ship. You can do the same, speak with the NPC and offer him money. Here we have another ship. Now, there is a third option. The third option to find ships with parts that... oh, this one is cool. With parts that are interesting, that you can salvage to build your own ship, is to go here to the Explorer, the Exchange Navigation Data NPC. This is present in every space station, probably not the Outlaws ones, but in every active space station there is an Exchange Navigation Data NPC, the cartographer. So you speak with the cartographer, and you ask him to exchange specific charts, and then you purchase the planetary chart, the emergency cartographic data. So it's the second one from top. This one gives you the location, whatever planet you are, or whatever system you are when you use it. It gives the location to an emergency signal, which can be an abandoned building. It can be some specific planetary building, or it can be a distress signal from a crashed ship, which is the one you want. When you go there, you will find a crashed ship with or without an NPC. If there isn't any NPC, you can actually just go there and claim the ship just by repairing it. Okay? You will need some of, usually it's common materials to repair it. You can find even S-class ships in this way. It may depend on the system you are, if it's an outlaw system or not. Or if you find the crashed ship with the NPC, it's exactly like the space station. You have to purchase the ship from the NPC. However, you also need to repair the ship, so usually it costs less money, less credits. And you can find any kind of ships, and maybe you find a ship in this way. You can find ships with parts that are very interesting. So this was the third way. So once you acquire this chart, let's say I will get 5 of these and add to my inventory. I have now 9 of planetary chart emergency cartographic data. What you need to go is to go in one of the planets. Oh, look here. There is someone with, this is a very exotic ship. So if I like this, I'm not sure you are able to use the exotic ship parts to build, but it's always the same. Yeah, you go here, make an offer for the life of ship. This is an S-class ship, so the price would be 33 million, and actually I don't have the credits at this moment. So going back to the third option, after you purchase the planetary charts for the emergency cartographic data, you just take the ship, you can either go into one of the planets, land and use the cartographic data, or you can also just straight away use it while you are in space. And this will give you the signal on one of the planets of the system. As you can see, in this case, I got the abandoned building, which is not something I'm interested with, because I'm interested in the crashed ships. So this for sure will not be something that I like. So let's use another planetary chart. Oh, distress signal detected. So this is the type of signal we need for the crashed ship. Okay? So we go there.
Technology recharge.
I usually go into space, then point at the beacon, hold E, and just jump. Okay, so now we should find this. Usually the distress signals are crashed ships, usually. With this type of charts, at least. So let's see if it's a crashed ship. Yes, it is. See, as you can see, this is a crashed ship. So when you find the crashed ship, you can see in this case there is no NPC, but sometimes there may be also the stranded, let's say, NPC, which is the owner of the ship. So in the cases like this where there is no NPC, if the ship is something you like, either you want the ship or you want one of its parts to assemble our, let's say, dream custom ship. In this case, it's an howler, so those are howler parts. You just click here, and as you can see, you can compare, you can claim the ship. This will give you the broken ship as the main ship. Okay, don't do swap ship. Okay, you can see straight away the parts that need repairing and what you need. However, keep in mind that you basically just need the thrusters and the pulse engine if you want, but mainly the thruster to take off with the ship. Okay, so what you can do, you can compare, you can claim the ship and repair it. So what happens if there is an NPC? If there is an NPC, you have to speak to the NPC. He will ask you to repair his ship and to pay a price. And that's it. And you can get the ship for you. So this is the third way you can acquire ship parts. You acquire the ships that have the parts that you like. Then, when you have the parts that you like, you go to any space station. Any space station except the ones in the outlaw systems. Oh, now I'm in a space station. let's say, just to give you another example, that I use I want this ship, I want one of the parts of this ship. So I'll go here, make an offer, negotiate price, 9 million. Okay, I get it, for 9 million. This is my ship. Make sure to board the ship you want to salvage, otherwise you may risk it to salvage the wrong ship. So you board the ship that you want to salvage, you exit, and in the space station, on the ground floor, if you go back here, where is the ship outfitting here, you can see the main ship is the one I just got. So you go here, and from here you begin salvage analysis, and then you extract customization model. You can, as you can see, you can scrap the ship for credits, for units, but we are interested in parts, so we use the extract customization model. Then the game will ask you if you want the hull or the cockpit, the wings, or sometimes the wings are in the same part, sometimes one and the other are separate, if there is some difference between them, and some other times you also have the engine, the motor. Okay, so you can only select one. So I would like to get the hull, so I click hull, confirmed, and as you can see I get the Euclid hull in my inventory. As you can see here, I have multiple ship parts that I already got, like the thruster. The thruster is the other component I was speaking about. So when you have the parts of the ship that you like, using this tree method, by the way, if you want to look for a trade post in a planet, if you trade outpost or trade station in a planet, you can use the Starship economy scanner, which is one of the add-on you can add to the ship. One of the add-on you can add to the ship that you purchase on the anomaly is the economy scanner. You can use that to find trade outposts on planets, or you can ask an alien NPC for direction on that planet. You can use the planetary charts like the ones I purchased before, but this time you have to purchase, to find trade outpost, you have to purchase this type, the third one. Okay, commercial cartographic. Okay, so you have to use the third type of planetary chart, and you may find a trade outpost on a planet. I'm speaking of the first solution to get ship parts. So once you have all the parts of the ship that you like, what you need to do, you need to go to the Starship fabricator in any space station, which is this one. You click and you can see this is the interface. Now, as you can see in the bottom, you can select between a fighter, if you want to assemble a fighter, a howler, an explorer, or a solar ship. For now, these are the models available. So what you need to do, for example, in my case the fighter, as you can see, other than the common parts, fuselage or cockpit, wings, thruster, left wing, hull, right wing, fuselage, wings, sail. Okay, we also have one part that we haven't talked about, the reactor core. Every ship that you want to build needs a reactor core, as you can see. Reactor core. Now the reactor core is the component that determines the class of the ship that you are going to build. So if you get a C class reactor, your ship will be C class. Okay? So the reactor core can be purchased for nanites. And where you can purchase the reactor core? Here, in the space station. So if you go on the top floor, and if you go to the ship vendor, ship parts vendor here, the technology merchant, you speak with him, purchase upgrade modules. As you can see, the first are the reactors. You really want to, usually what you want to do is you want to purchase the S-class reactor, okay? This S-class reactor cost me 8,580 nanites. This price includes the discount that I have of 3,419. So this S-class reactor normally would cost 12,000, around 12,000 nanites. Okay, so you buy the reactor class you want. Usually, of course, you buy the reactor class. So we buy it.
Product received.
Now I have the as you can see, now I have the S-class reactor in my inventory. Then you can go back to the Starship fabricator. We will, in my example, I will try a fighter. So the first thing I will put a reactor core here. And as you can see, the class of my ship is an S class. Then the fuselage. Here you can see all the type of fuselage that you can obtain. At least I'm not sure, this may change if you are in a different galaxy. At the moment I'm in the Euclid galaxy. So probably if you are in a different galaxy, you may also get different other modules other than this, other models of parts. These are all the parts you can get in this galaxy for the fighter, of course. So I currently have only the vector fuselage, so I'll go with that because I like it. So I put the reactor, I put the fuselage, I put the wings. So I have a lot of different wings. I have the roundy wings. I have this kind of vulture wings, gull wings, the vector, the radiant, the vesper wings, and the afterburner wings. The afterburner are very cool. So let's say I want to use the afterburner wings. And then the thruster. So for the fighter ship, you can have only 3 types of thruster, at least for this galaxy, which are this one. I only have one, so I use that one. And now that we put all the parts, we can actually start the customization option of the ship. As you can see, you have different paint and some are locked. You can unlock these either via quests or achievements sometimes. So as you can see, this is the matte. Then there is the metallic, which usually is better. Then I also have the Titan stripes unlocked. Titan stripes. So let's go metallic. You can select the primary, the secondary, and the accent. So I like the red, but I want the dark red. It's better. The white is grayish with the metallic. It's perfectly white if I go with matte. And it's like this if I go. As you can see, if I change the materials, also the color shape changes a bit. So let's go with the metallic, dark red. And now you can really just do whatever you like and give unleash your creativity in any way you want. For example, I don't like red and red, but let's say I want to go with red and blue, and the accent, let's go back, fuselage, reactor, wings, thruster, metallic, red, blue. So as you can see, these are the accent are the parts, extra parts, and I'm not sure I can, yeah, so if you use the mouse wheel, you can rotate the ship and check all the parts. So I like yellow like that. I also like white, but let's say yellow. Okay, so I click assemble, and you have your ship. Now at this point you can still cancel if you are not convinced, or if you want to change. Otherwise you click proceed. So for now we click leave. So I will not use my parts for now. Maybe later, maybe when I found more parts. And so this is how you assemble a ship. It's very easy. Of course, it's not a complex mechanic, but the thing is that you have to find the parts that you like. Of course, it may take a while to find the ships with the parts that you like. My suggestion would be to either go space station or trading outpost on planets, because if you go with the crushed ships, it is cheaper, that's for sure, but it may take a while just to find the crushed ship. Then it must be a crushed ship that you like, otherwise it's wasted time. So it's your choice. But this is mainly it. So have a nice day, guys, and that's all for now. See you next time. Bye bye.